A good bistro is someone that's just cooking from their heart, and that's what I like to think we're doing. I think people are getting a little tired of esoteric, off-the-chart food. I think people know they can come here on a regular basis and get a great steak, a great piece of chicken. It's an experience that you come back to and you know what you're getting. And I think people like that. They like coming in and feeling at home. I like to think that's what we stand for. We really have a relationship with farmers. It truly gauges what we put on our menu, and I think it separates us from what a lot of other people are doing. I'm biased, but I believe that this garden is truly unique because it's in the city. You feel like you're in a country setting, and people really enjoy sitting out here. I tend to think the garden here is one of the more romantic spots in the city.
So Sarai, you say that a meal at Bistro Campagne is magnifique. Tell us why you chose it.
You know, from the moment you walk in the door to the moment you leave, you feel like you're visiting the home of a good friend who just happens to be a fantastic French bistro cook. They have a great menu selection. They've got, different meats, different vegetables, great appetizers, fantastic desserts, and the decor is just fantastic. They have an outdoor space that in the summer they use as a beautiful garden. You can sit outside. It doesn't feel like you're even in Chicago. But in the winter, they have a big tent set up. They have these fireplaces set up, so it's warm and it's inviting and it's romantic. It's just a perfect spot to unwind after a long week.
Well, Danelle, you took your wife to a fabulous French feast. How was your experience?
Oh, it was very good. I also had my son with me. He's 6 months old, and I really believe that the wait staff was very aware of that, and they made us feel very comfortable. Not even just my waiter, just waiters passing by. Hey, do you need anything? And that really made me feel important that they cared and they want to make sure that I had an enjoyable time at the restaurant.
It's such a neighborhood up in Lincoln Square. I mean, everyone seems to know everybody. I mean, we've been there multiple times over the last year, and it seems like the second we walk in, it's like our friend is there to welcome us at the door and seat us at the table.
Our friends we went with lived in the neighborhood, so we walked there. I mean, it's really easy to get to, and they had been there in a couple of years. They remember they liked it, but this surpassed their previous experience. The food is fantastic, very fresh. We had the mussels in the Belgian ale, which is one of their specialties, which was excellent. But our favorite was the seared foie gras. Everybody was just crazy about the foie gras.
Well, my fiance is a steak and potato kind of guy, so he goes directly for the steak frite. By far, this surpasses every place we've been.
I told my friend, and he goes, "Did you have the steak frite?"
Right.
No, I had the duck breast, but it was good. Well, you didn't have the steak.
The strudel. The strudel was amazing. It was a pastry with cheese and caramelized onions. That was unbelievable. I never knew onions and a pastry could taste so good together.
I'll take your strudel and raise you a foie gras. That foie gras was unbelievable. Seared in a reduction sauce, unbelievable.
Well, I challenge anyone that goes to the bistro to challenge themselves, to try things outside of what they normally eat.
Now, I understand that Bistro Campagne has a really nice French wine list, but it seems you all enjoyed the beer.
I tried the exotic beers, but the beer was different for me. It was an ale, and I knew I never tasted anything like this. It was pretty strong, but I enjoyed it.
They go right to your head.
Yeah.
You don't want too many of those.
It's a sipping beer. It's a sipping beer.
It's definitely a sipping beer.
Yeah. They have a great selection of Chimay beers. The night I went, I got the Fluke, which was a fish, and we ordered it was a light Chimay with kind of a fruity taste, and it just went so beautifully with the meal.
You can actually pair beer with your food, and what you're referring to is a Trappist ale. It's actually brewed by monks.
Yes.
And they will brew them, with various weights, but texturally, with the bitterness and the bubbles and the acidity, it can actually go with certain dishes versus others. So pairing beer with your food is actually not a crazy notion at all. Now, there are many French bistros in the city of Chicago. What makes Bistro Campagne stand out from the rest?
First of all, the service. The service was unparalleled. From the very beginning, he was very attentive. He brought us through everything and explained everything.
You know, it's approachable, and it's a place that it's not pretentious. You get huge portions. You know, the meats, the sides, the appetizers, the salads, everything is huge portions, but just fantastic food.
Yeah, here I am cutting on my chicken, and I'm like, I need a box to take this home, please. It was huge.
The chicken is huge.
Wow.
With all those onion,
I was like, I was up at 12 o'clock midnight, like, okay, let's open the refrigerator. Give me my chicken with my onions on top, please.
Nice.
Now, Soraya, what are your favorite desserts over there? I'm a girl. I love my dessert. So, girl to girl, what's the dessert?
The best dessert is this chocolate. It says it's a pudding, but it's like a thick mousse. It's so dense and it's so fantastic. We got it the other night, and I literally had to take the first spoonful and take a moment and just like take it in. It was so good.
We had a tart tartan.
See, I don't know the tart tartan. It sounds very French. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it sounds very good.
Tarte tatin's an upside down cake.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you all pronounce all the names correctly. Like when I go
I
there,
hope I
I'm
did.
like, I point to
I don't know if
things
I
like
did.
that one with the chicken. That looks really good.
Well, Soraya, you recommended Bistro Campagne. Give us your summary.
You know, the Bistro Campagne is a portal to the French countryside, nestled perfectly in the Lincoln Square neighborhood. From the moment you walk in, you're going to enjoy great food, great service, and a great atmosphere. It's by far the best French restaurant in Chicago.
Great. Danelle?
I feel like if you want something different, a visitor's experience, like if you've never been over to the north side to have any kind of French kind of food, you got to try this restaurant. It was really nice.
All right. Peter?
I recommend it. Great service, great French food, and just an overall great experience.
All right. Well, you can find the charming garden at Bistro Campagne, 4518 North Lincoln, 773-271-6100. Open for dinner every day of the week. Reservations are accepted, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is $45.